Joseph. And his colors weren't just orange and white checkerboard, it was many colors. We don't know exactly why, but I always thought that he was the baby and he got the leftovers. Maybe his oldest brother got a green coat and there was a little green left over. And maybe the next one got a black coat and there was some black left over, and then a maroon coat, an orange coat, and a green coat. So his mom saved the pieces, and maybe there wasn't enough left over for they couldn't afford brand new cloth. But he had a sleeve of one color and a little bit of red and a little bit of black and orange and white and gold, and the coat was many colors. Was that something to be ashamed of or something to be proud of?
Proud.
Yeah. Not because of the rainbow patchwork colors perhaps, but that he had a coat, he could be warm. And it probably drew a lot of attention, enough so that his brothers ended up selling him into slavery. And some traders coming through took him as a slave to work for them. Took him off. He ended up in Egypt. Now, traders took advantage of the fact that some people are better at things than others, and some places are better at things than others. Some places are more desert, some are swampy, some have too much water, some not enough water. In the swampy places, it's great for growing rice. So some people could grow a whole lot of rice, more than they needed. In the desert, they couldn't grow any rice, but a trader could take and swap. In the desert, maybe they grew camels and goats. And maybe they learned how to make yogurt. And they could get good at making yogurt, and somebody else got good at growing rice. So all around, some people get better at one thing than something else. I'm not good at growing apples. I've got an apple tree that makes apples every year. It looks like I'm gonna have a big crop of red delicious apples. But the squirrels and the birds get there when I'm not watching. And one day I go out and there's not a single one left. They didn't grow up and get ripe. But somebody knows how to do it. Somebody else knows how to box them up and keep them from getting rotten. And somebody else knows how to drive them on a truck or a train and store them. And so we end up with big box of apples that I can buy because I didn't know all the tricks. Well, somebody else learned how to make applesauce. Somebody else learned how to make jars to put applesauce in. learned how to dry apples. Then you could make apple pies. I wasn't a good baker. Somebody else learned how to bake. Well, Joseph got to Egypt and everything was going great. And then their ruler had a dream and asked Joseph about it. And even though he was sold as a slave, he gave advice to the ruler who remembers what the dream was that the ruler had.
7 skinny cows and 7 fat cows.
Then the skinny cows came and ate the fat cows. And then all there was left was skin and bones. And so Joseph told the ruler that the dream was, you're going to have 7 years of plenty. And then 7 years of skimpy stuff. And his advice was, while times are good, you better take care of your stuff for the years that are coming when you're not going to have much stuff. And the ruler didn't know exactly what to do and asked Joseph for advice, and he got people who knew how to cut stone, making stone, and people who were good at making bricks,